Hello and welcome or welcome back. Today we're just going to be playing some more Killing Floor 2 and just talking about stuff. So, yeah, I'll stop rambling and we'll get right into it. You're just fucking leaving me. Yeah. Thank y'all for chilling, by the way. As always, I can sprint in this game, which is funny that I, like, forget a lot that I can run. But the only game that I play nowadays that you can't really sprint in is KF1. So, I don't know. Anyway, I hate the Tommy Boom, but why not? I think that there's just other better weapons. That's all. Anyway, in between playing all that Skyrim and, I don't know. I've been obviously watching some spooky movies. Last night I got into a good. I guess I consider it a classic. I'm pretty sure that it came out in 2007, so I don't know. It's weird. Time goes by weird. Doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but it was almost 20 years. uh, the Josh Hartnett classic, 30 Days a Night. I've always enjoyed that movie. I thought it was underrated then. I was like, I don't know why that movie didn't get more attention. I always thought it was good, like a great movie. It's got the atmosphere. It's got the actors. It's got everything about it. It's pretty good. I don't know. I'm sure that you could sit there and pick. I mean, I'm sure I could sit there and pick it apart. But yeah, very enjoyable movie. Yeah, that movie came out in 2007, and it's got a pretty good cast. Not gonna remember like any. I don't know like any names. I know Josh Hartnett and what is it? Ben Foster, I think. And I only know that because I watched another movie the other day with him in it, but he was like the lead. You'd know him if you saw him, unless you know his name for some reason. I don't know. I haven't seen him in anything in a minute, so. But he's not even really in it that long, I guess. But and then I don't know what's the actor from damn X-Men Origin. He played Stryker or whatever. That guy, the one that's not the fucking Russian dude from Red, because he played it in X2. The other actor, he's in it. He's like the lead vampire. He does a great job. I think. Like I like that. You want to know more about the vampires, which it is a comic book. I never read it, but I wonder if they have that. If they have like more of like lore on it or whatever. I mean, I'm sure there's more lore, but like I want to know like the hit. Like you want to know where these vampires came from. Oh, I got a crovel. That's what I've always wanted. Need to harvest the mushrooms. Yeah. So I mean, like to set the movie up, I guess they're in Alaska, and 30 Days a Night. There's 30 days of night. There's a month of night, and I'm pretty sure it goes the other way too, like where they have a lot of sun. I'm not 100% sure. Ooh. But yeah, that's the whole thing. So people are trying, like I guess the population too, like a few hundred people leave. I mean, like why not? They go to the mainland or whatever, Canada. I'd rather stay in I'd rather stay in a sunless Alaska, to be honest with you. I'm kidding, but not really. Anyway, yeah. So a bunch of people are leaving. Let's see here. And Josh Hartnett and his wife are on the outs or whatever. She left him. I don't know why. They never really. I don't think they really talk about it. But like she's in town. Didn't want to say nothing. Spooky spider. She didn't want to say nothing to him. She was trying to leave, like get on a fucking plane and dip. But there's like a setup for that. I don't know why that's really important. Well, yeah, that's important because the whole time Ben Foster, he's like a fucking crackhead that works. He's a human. Like I don't know. I just look at him as like a druggie or something. Someone easy to manipulate. That the vampires sent out to like take care of all of like the ways out. Like he goes and he kills the dogs for the sleds. He destroys the plane. That takes all the satellite phones and burns them. Like he makes it to where the people have no hope, pretty much of like leaving, like or at least like they're heavily nerfed. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that there's like no other flights out or anything like that too until the 30 days of night is up. But yeah, that's pretty much how it's set up. Is like they apparently these guys, these group of vampires, go around to towns that are like easily or more secluded, I suppose. Oh come on, I keep forgetting that I'm playing with a maxed out perk. Hold that. Well, I mean, I guess yeah, and like Josh Hartnett's a sheriff. He's got like his grandmother, I think, works at the sheriff's department. She's also a pothead. Love the lady. Um, and yeah, he's got a younger brother, teenager, and I don't know. There's a few people there. You know the big dude. What's his damn name? I haven't seen it in a while. Sons of Anarchy. It was the big guy with the curly hair. I can't remember what his position was in the club or anything, but I mean, I'm sure you guys might know him if you saw him. I probably put pictures up of everybody I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, that guy's in it. I don't know. I just remember. Oh shit. I just remember when I was younger, because this was like 2007. I was like, oh, it's that guy. It's the guy from Sons of Anarchy. That's when I was watching that show. And the guy from that one just got knocked the fuck out. The guy from Spartacus, the first season, or maybe longer. I only really watched the first season. I think his name was Crixus. That guy's in it. He's a good actor. I can't remember his name. Manu Bennett or something. Manu Bennett or something like that. I can't remember. Well, now that I've masterfully, laid it all out. Not really. We'll get into it, I guess. Well, how does the first guy go and what? Like, I don't know. There's a dude. There's an older guy. Like, I don't know. He was working at like a service station, I think. Not really 100%. But he's by himself, and the vampires lure him out, and he gets surrounded, and he's all just like, "Who are you people? What's going on?" And then they just fucking, take him out. And these vampires are like savage, definitely savage. Like they're way, way more so. Yeah, they got the razor teeth. They're more animalistic. They rip and tear. It's not like Dracula. Oh, I forgot I got you. That does nothing. There we go. Yeah, and then what is it? There's a couple of people going in for a three-way. Because why not? What else is there to do when there's 150 people in the town for a month? Yeah, I guess sneak booze in because I guess they don't have booze because, like they said, too many people. They already have enough problems. Like they don't need drunks ruining shit. So that's like a thing. I don't know. I figured that's a thing to put down for no reason at all, I guess. But yeet. Aw. But yeah, so they're getting ready to go to whoever's house, and one guy gets taken, and then his buddy's just like, well, what the fuck happened? Right? He's just like, the guy. Well, he gets thrown down in front of him, and his throat's all ripped out. And the chick freaks out and leaves. She ends up surviving. Yeah, she ends up surviving, making it to the other group, like the main group. That's why I was just like, oh, there's this guy, there's that guy, like all those are pretty much all the survivors. And then there's like an older lady that's kind of, I don't really know, like she's just the more calm, reasonable one, and she lives. Like there are people that let survive. Like that's kind of, how like there's a lot of these movies where it's just like nobody really survives. Well, there's 150 people, and I think that like. I don't know, because at the end of the movie, too, there are people that come out of hiding. So there was more than just the main group, which is kind of neat when you think about it. It's 30 days of being hunted in a small, isolated town in Alaska by, vampires that just never sleep. They never need rest. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive that, like, I don't know, like a dozen or more people would survive that. Yeah, that's pretty good. But, like, the whole time, it's 30 days, right? Like, so it's a lot of shit that's in there. But, you kind of see how they hunt. They play with the people, like they'll fuck around, or it just depends on their mood. They'll come in, they'll jump right on them, bite their throat up, or they'll just fucking circle them and slash them and have fun with it, or they'll use a person as bait and have them run down the street, help me, just to draw other people out. That's been used in warfare so much. So like to see that the vampires will do it. I mean, obviously, it's implied that at least a couple of them are like very old. So like the guy from X-Men, and I think he was in Sons of Anarchy as well. I think he was. Oh yeah, I think he was the businessman that ran the Nazis or supported the Nazi meth head dealer guys. Remember? I think that's him. And yeah, just like all movies I talk about, I would highly suggest watching this one yourself if you haven't seen it. It's very good, and I'm an idiot, so I mean, I guess it's a good thing because I don't cover every single thing. I don't want to ruin it, you know. But at the same time, I also sometimes want to cover things a bit better than I normally do. But whatever. Anyway, they also like another thing that oh, I forgot that I had the seal squeal. Bam. Damn it. Anyway, they also had. Why the fuck did it pull out my pistol? Yeet. Why does it keep switching my weapon? I'm not doing that. And my scroll wheel's not. Anyway, whatever. They also have a man with dementia and his son. Well, his like older son obviously is probably like in his 40s or 30s or something, like late 30s, 40s, something like that. But like that's also another thing you're trying to hide out, and like you know I'm gonna use this reference because I don't know they're like Anne Frank in it in a closet because you know what else are they gonna do from these fucking you know vampires? They're trying to hide the best that they can. They get out. They try to they gather food and stuff and medicine whenever they can. You know, it kind of shows throughout. Like I think there's like one time it shows them like going out and doing that just to kind of show you that yeah, it's been a month. They are doing these things to survive. One thing I forgot to mention is that the guy from Spartacus is like Josh Hartnett's deputy and like best friend too, and he's got a family. Like a little bit later on, you see that because he wasn't in the group the whole time, and you're kind of like, what happened to him? He must have died. Well, he was holding up with his family, and apparently, like when everybody was being killed in the streets, he freaked out and he was like, I don't want them to die like that. So he killed his family essentially to like save them from a grisly death. But yeah, that's still pretty fucked. How many did I get? 3. Anyway. Oh yeah, and also there's no power because right away, like when like it became nighttime, they just cut the vampires just cut the electricity. So like there are generators going, which is pretty funny. There's a part where they split off, and Josh Hartnett goes to his grandma's house, and she's got a grow room for a bunch of weed. It helps with her whatever arthritis and whatever. You know, that's what she says. I love it. I love that old lady. But anyway, that means they have UV lights. So there's the head vampire, right? And then there's like he has like I call it like his girlfriend, his wife. You know what I mean? Like there's another one, the female that's like really close to him. Well, she goes to go into that house and the generator's on. Josh Hartnett's got that light, and he fucking fries her ass. Like what it does is it's not like a poof like it would be in like any other kind of vampire movie. Like it burned the piss out of her, and I don't think they can recover from that. So you know, the guy, the main guy, like you know, had to put her out of her misery. The main vampire, you know, had to put her out of her misery, and you could tell he didn't want to, and you could tell it really pissed him off. So, and also another thing, I'm pretty positive, like, if you guys seen Grandma's Boy and the first Hatchet movie, there's that actor that plays in Grandma's Boy. He's the nerdy, he's like the really like insufferable nerdy asshole game developer. He's also like the main guy in the first Hatchet movie, and he also plays a vampire in this movie. I'm pretty positive that's him. And I just thought that was interesting. I don't know. He was kind of everywhere around that time, like mid to late 2000s. I mean, not everywhere, but like he was there. He was around. That's when you could see him working more, and things that you would actually see. I'm sure he still works. There's gonna be people out there that are like, oh, he was in this or that. Yeah, but have I heard of it? Has anybody heard of it? I don't know. It happens, and I have nothing against it, or I'm not like crapping on him either. Shit, if you're an actor and you're working, and like you're making a living these days, like, and you're not in crap, I respect you. All right, let's get to, I guess, the end of the movie. Sons of Anarchy has this big moment because he's been itching to go out there and kill some vampires. He's a plow driver and he knows how to operate heavy machinery. And there's this thing, I can't remember what it's called. It's like this big tractor, but it looks like it has like a giant bar out in front, like a chainsaw. And I can't remember what it's called. But I would imagine that they use it to like chop up ice, like snow, like pack down ice or snow. You know what I mean? To like be able to move it. I don't know. That's what I assume that it is, that's what they use it there for. But anyway, he goes out there, he takes out a bunch of them, and then he runs it into a bar, like the thing into a bar, because he's gonna have his final stand. He pulls out a box of, I think, flares, and I don't know, does that work? Like, if you throw flares, like lit flares in a box of flares, it'll explode like a box of dynamite. I don't know, but that's what happens, because he's like, you fuckers ain't gonna eat me. He blows it up, and then he survives and then gets his head smashed by the head vampire because he was vampire says something in his language of like when man can't destroy something, or when man faces something he can't destroy, he destroys himself instead. And I'm like, that's pretty deep. And then he cracks his fucking skull. That's pretty good. But anyway, yeah, they go to this I can't remember what it's fucking called. It's got like this big fucking like grinder thing in there, and I think it's a place, like a trash disposal place or something like that. I have no idea. I should have paid more attention to that. But anyway, they're there now, and they have that Spartacus guy, Crixus there, the guy that killed his family, he makes it over to them while they're in a different part of that building, like looking like they're planning things out, right? Well, that guy got followed by one of the vampires, and he gets attacked. And then Josh Hartnett comes and saves the day, but it's not until, the guy's already bit. But then, like, the guy's wrestling, or Hartnett's wrestling with the vampire, right, by that, like, auger grinder thingy. I don't know what it's called. But, he's, like, wrestling with him right there, and then, like, the Spartacus guy comes out of nowhere and, like, spears him into the thing, kind of, but his hand goes in there, and he cuts his hand off. Like, he didn't go in there with him, but it's funny, right when the vampire went in there, he just fucking disappeared. It was like nothing. But then that guy, he turns around and starts screaming, and then as he's screaming, he starts sounding like a vampire, one of the vampires. So, Hartnett takes the axe and hacks his head off, because, like, throughout the whole movie, he's been kind of doing that. He's protecting them hand to hand, pretty much. Like, he's besting the vampires, and the head guy knows it. He's, like, the one who fights. He respects Hartnett, it feels like. He's, like, but he kind of fears him, too, in a way, like, because he knows he's competent. Right? I wouldn't say he's like really like scared shitless, but he's just like, oh, we got one of them. Like he's probably, I feel like he's dealt with it before, but not to this level. But anyway, Hartnett has enough of the shit. He's trying to save his wife and this little girl that his wife saved, and he's like, fuck this. He's like, he's got to throw his life away. What he does is he injects some of his buddy's blood that he just killed, right? That guy's blood into himself, and he turns into a vampire. And, like, what was it? The chick, like, one of the chicks was just like, you can't kill them all at once. You can't take them all or whatever, you know what I mean? So what he does, he just goes up to the biggest guy, the big guy, right? You go to prison, you go up to the biggest guy, and you fucking punch him in the face, and then he breaks your neck. Not in this case, though. I mean, yeah, the guy slaps him around a bit. He realizes that he turned into a vampire and really doesn't like it. I think the head vampire guy, when he sees it, he's, like, disgusted. He's like, but... Anyway, the guy has the upper hand on Hartnett. He even broke his hand, and like he's been punking him out. And yeah, boom, nuke. He flew up. That was cool. I like that. Oh no. But he like lunges at Hartnett, which is really, I don't know. I don't like this ending. And then Hartnett just punches straight through his mouth, out the back of his skull, kills him. And then, like, the vampires are, like, staring at him, and they're just like, all right. They don't want to fuck around with that, And then that's pretty much the ending. Well, he said to his wife, he was just like, we're going to watch the sunrise together, before he was a vampire. He said this to her. So, like, he keeps his word. He sits there and watches the sunrise with her, and the whole time. It's kind of a sad scene, because he's just slowly burning. He doesn't want to live with being a vampire, Like he even contemplated going after the vampires that left after he killed their leader. Like what it is too is like they like the vampires are just like we it took us centuries or millennia or whatever to like make humans believe that we were like a thing of nightmares, and like he was just like we can't give them anything, no survivors, no evidence. So they like, and it's like there's an oil pipeline running down the middle, you know, a big old pipeline. They rupture that in several areas, they poke holes in several areas and start to burn down the town. And then that's when Hartnett's like, I gotta turn into a fucking vampire and kill this guy, because that was the only way he saw out, you know. And he saved everybody. So then, like, and as like the vampires left, like at the end of the movie, like before like Hartnett goes up and burns away with his wife or whatever, you see people coming out of hiding. At first, I was just like, are those the people that he was with? But I was like, no, that's way too many. I was like, oh shit, there are people that survived that. I wouldn't have thought that. Come on. Yeah, he almost got me, but not. No, no, no. Dan, 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 dan. Yeah, no, that movie's great. I remember watching it for the first time years ago when I was a teenager, and I'm like, oh, that's actually a really good fucking movie. A really good vampire movie. Like, they just go through and take advantage of the 30 days a night. I don't know. It makes me kind of want to pick up the comics if I get the spare cash. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, because it makes me want to learn more about the vampires, to tell the truth. Like, where they came from. Like, what's the leader's deal? How many of them are ancient? Because it feels like they imply that a lot of them are, like, very old. Maybe not ancient, but old. I just like looked up and I saw a big tick of his health go. And I'm like, is he gonna die already? Yeah, fucker! Haha. Well, if you stuck around this long, I really appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen that movie? I would suggest watching it, even if you have seen it. It's really good. I like it. I don't know why I like it as much as I do. I always felt like that movie deserved a bit more to it. But I'm glad that it was kind of a one and done. I saw that there was another movie. I don't know if it was. I feel like it's one of them, like a sci-fi director got the rights of it and made a movie. You know what I mean? Like they do that a lot with some of those older like horror IPs and shit like that, or you know, like I don't know. So I just assume that it's one of them kind of straight to TV, not very good, or straight to DVD, not very good horror movie. You know, I mean, it could end up being a sleeper. I'll probably watch it just for fucking shits and giggles. I did watch those See No Evil movies the other day. You know, with Kane, that was developed by WWE Productions and shit. Like, you know, the wrestler Kane and shit. Like, the concept is so good. Kane is a serial killer. You know, that actor, he's so imposing and creepy and shit. Like, he can do it. It's the movies. The movies are fucking shit. The first one's better. The second movie is, oh my god, it's awful. I don't know, maybe I'll do a video just shitting on those movies. Or like all the WWE production ones. Because they're all crap. They did a Leprechaun one with Hornswoggle. And it's fucking garbage. I remember watching it back in the day and I'm like, they just turned him into a fucking little demon. That's all that he is. He's just a little fucking feral demon if I remember correctly. I don't know. I can go on a rant about that. We should do a video on it. Just crap on all those WWE productions. You know, but horror movies at least. But anyway, I'll stop ranting and rambling and let you get on with your day or night. If you would just please consider doing all the things that YouTube likes and that I appreciate very, very much. Thank you so much for hanging out. It really does mean the world to me. You have a good one, and I will catch you on the next one.